Wendy, today we're going to discuss how to use the sage strength of navigate to align our decision making to our bigger vision and values. I'm Lisa Brewer, a leadership coach with Lisa Brewer Coaching. I help my clients to clarify their goals and develop and implement plans which advance their career and grow their courage, their confidence, and their joy.
And I'm Wendy McManus with Connect to Potential. As a leadership coach, I draw out the true genius in my clients so they become more confident, capable leaders who create stellar results. And in the mental fitness framework, there are five sage powers. You've heard us talk about some of these, but they are empathize, explore, innovate, navigate, and activate. And so far in these conversations, Lisa and I have discussed the powers of explore, innovate, and activate.
Yes, and as I mentioned at the beginning, today we're going to focus on navigate. The sage power of navigate helps us to remember what's most important. For example, if you've ever written out how you want to be remembered after you die, or thought, at the end of my life, what about this will be important? Those are ways of tapping into the power of navigate.
Yeah, you can think of the navigate power as being your true north in the compass of your life. It helps guide and direct you to stay true to your values and your vision.
Yeah, and yet another way to think about navigate is that it's the ability to take that 30,000-foot view or to step back and just see the forest instead of only the trees. It shows you the big picture, which helps you to pull out of the minutia and the crisis of the moment.
Yeah, for example, when I turned 50, I was feeling restless. I felt like I was off course. And in a moment of inspiration, I pulled out a journal and I wrote out a vision of myself at 65. I wrote about what I want for my career, my financial situation, my home, my most important relationships, and my physical health. Lisa, as I wrote, the ideas flowed so easily, and I captured my vision for how I want to spend my time and how I want to be in the world, how I want to show up. It was so incredibly energizing. And now, whenever I need to make a big decision, or even when I just need to check in with my true north, I read back over those pages. So it's rewarding to celebrate where I've made progress, because I have made progress towards a lot of those things that I wrote in my vision. And it also helps me to get re energized in the areas where I'm not gaining as much traction as I would like. It lets me restart.
That is awesome. I mean, what a gift to be able to do that and to really know what's important in your life. That's huge because we all have these times in our life of existential crisis, either in our life or in our business. And when we give ourselves the gift of taking the time to focus on what's important and why, it is so helpful. And I have an organizational example of this. Um, so Procter and Gamble, their true north is branding and the consumer experience. And in the mid 1990s, they developed many variations of products like Crest and Tide. Each version would have its own unique packaging colors. They came to realize that this really was diluting their brands and it made it really hard for shoppers to find these products that they wanted quickly on the shelves. So they decided to make their packaging more consistent for each product line. Now, when you walk into the store, all of the different varieties of Crest or Tide share the same design elements. This helps them to dominate the space and it makes them easy to find. This reinforces the consumer confidence in their purchases and it improves their shopping decision.
That's a great example, Lisa, of how a company can use this True North concept to make business decisions. It's not just for individuals. The navigate power is also helpful for daily decision making, like just the small stuff. If you know your true north, you can make minor course corrections to stay on track. And I think most people are familiar with Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of the tools that he describes is the 4 quadrant grid that helps you set priorities based on importance and urgency. And this is a tool that supports those day to day course corrections by helping you pay attention to what's really important and focusing our energy there rather than getting sucked into what feels most urgent right in the moment. It's a simple way of bringing the power of navigate into your daily life.
Yeah, that's a tool I use with my clients all the time because it's so powerful for that. So now that we've shown why Navigate is so important and powerful, let's talk about how to access this power. So, as we've discussed with the other sage powers are most accessible when our saboteurs are quiet. So, if we're hijacked, if we're stuck in negative emotions for more than just a few seconds, then we need to recognize this, intercept that saboteur. Then we do some self command exercises by focusing on one physical sensation. And as thoughts arise, gently let them go and refocus on the physical sensation. This helps us feel more at peace. And once we're more at peace, we can step back, look at the situations from the big picture, and ask ourselves, what will be important about this 1 or 2 years from now? And sometimes that timeline can feel a little rushed, especially when it's a bigger decision. So, if that's the case, just step back a little farther and say, what will be important in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years?
Yeah, I speak from experience. It is such a powerful process to work through. Now, listen, we recognize that we're making this sound easy. And in reality, we all know that when life is really challenging, it can be hard to shift our perspective in the moment. That's why it helps to work with a coach, especially one that's trained in positive intelligence. It's why we've been talking about the importance of mental fitness training. Because the truth is, the more we practice quieting our saboteurs, doing those self command exercises, and using our sage powers, the easier it becomes to do this true north exercise when the going gets tough.
Yeah. And that's why you and I both offer positive intelligence, mental fitness training programs. Um, these training programs provide 6 to 8 weeks of intense mental fitness practice. And you'll spend just 15 to 30 minutes a day spread over the course of the whole day. So it's not a huge time commitment. It's the regularity of the practice that develops the muscles so that they're available to you during ever more challenging situations.
Yeah, we've seen great results with our clients and in ourselves by building those muscles. We've also seen how going through this program with coworkers or family members or friends creates a shared experience and provides the group with a common language. The members of each of these small groups provide each other with encouragement and accountability. The program is very effective for building camaraderie, and it can help to shift the culture of an organization to be more supportive and effective and more innovative. We'd love to explore with you how to bring these concepts into your life or your organization. You can reach out to Lisa at lisabrewercoaching.com.
And you can connect with Wendy at connecttopotential.com. In the meantime, we hope that the Navigate power is will help you to find clarity, to know what's really important, and that you have the strength to act on that vision.